What's up, Blue Jay fans? It's Rob Scott of the Jay Talking Podcast, and I'm here to give you your video recap of tonight's game. In Toronto, Boston came in and got their butts handed to them 7-5 by the Blue Jays. Well, I shouldn't say their butts handed to them. I mean, every series with Boston is a drama-filled episode of crying and back scratching right to the very end. So this one was no different. In the eighth, we were tied 5-5. Josh Donaldson steps up, cranks a home run, and then Roberto Osuna, the Mexican fire hose, came in and washed away all the pain. So it was beautiful to see. The Red Sox came in here with the best offense in baseball, leading MLB with 276 runs scored, ahead of the St. Louis Cardinals at 259 runs scored. The Blue Jays come up middle of the pack, 15th, with 197 runs scored. This game featured, I shouldn't say this game featured, these teams featured four of the top 5 RBI guys in the AL. David Ortiz, Mookie Betts for Boston, and Eddie and Jose for Toronto. Both Ortiz and Jose Bautista sat out. Bautista's one-game suspension was upheld. I see on Twitter guys complaining, how is life so unjust? Get over it, okay? He sat his game. He had his game. Who cares? Jesus Christ. In his place was Ezekiel Carrera, who was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored tonight. But as we said, the hero of the game was Josh Donaldson, 4 for 5, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. He also made a beautiful double play that saved a run or two on a Hernandez shot to third, doubled up Ramirez. So, I mean, all around, he was Josh Donaldson, who's magnificent. One of the best ball players in the game, obviously. Smart, intelligent, a gamer. But sometimes, I won't get into it now, but I don't like the idea that he was complaining about the culture of retribution in baseball. You know, Josh Donaldson needs to just play the game. You know, if you don't want to get hit, don't stare into another guy's dugout. You know how it works. You know how it works. If I was a pitcher, I'd hit you too. That's just the way it is. So, anyway, back to the game. As I said, Carrera 2 for 4, 2 runs scored. Justin Smoke 1 for 4 with a home run. Russell Martin 1 for 3 with a walk. Kevin Pillar with a couple hits. And Devin Travis 1 for 4. He's now 3 for 12 since coming back. It's great to see him back. It's going to probably take him a few games to get heated up, but good to see that stick in there. Tulo 0 for 4 today. 4 Ks. What is that, the sombrero? And he left 5 men on base. I mean, he's so... fuck. He's had enough at-bats now that you can really start being worried about what he is. 207, I believe, he's hitting right now. That's, wow. I mean, he has fallen off the earth with his hitting. He looks overmatched sometimes. He looks completely lost. He was hitting the shoulder tonight with a fastball, but that is not what accounts for his shittiness. He's also made 8 errors this year, which is one more than he made all of last year. So he's really struggling. Eddie was 0 for 4 tonight with an RBI. Michael Saunders was 0 for 2, but he had 3 walks. So those guys, those 3 were the only hitless players for Toronto. On the pitching side, Aaron Sanchez threw 6 2/3, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, and 6 Ks on 103 pitches. It was a good outing for him. He did not get the win, but considering he was facing one of the hottest, best offenses in the game, which I do think is a little overblown right now, they will come back down to earth. They are not the best offense in baseball. I do not believe they will maintain that position, but for now they are. So you're facing the best, most feared offense in the game, and he did a pretty good job. Joe Biagini, I will learn how to say his name, but I have to learn to speak Italian first. Until I do that, I will mispronounce it every time. Roberto Osuna shut the door with another perfect inning. I mean, he makes me feel like Tom Hankey and Dwayne Ward in the back end there in the good old days of Toronto. You just had no fear. You knew once you saw Tom Hankey come in, the game was over, and that's exactly how I feel about Roberto Osuna. 11 saves now, doing a great job. On the Boston side, I don't give a shit what Boston did, to be quite honest. Joe Kelly did get hit around. Remember when he predicted that he was going to be the Cy Young winner? That was like 2 years ago, and he's been shitty ever since. Maybe there's a lesson there. Anyway, the Blue Jays go to 25-25 on the season. They've been at 500 a few times this year and have never been able to hold it. So getting there is not the problem. Getting over that hump is the problem. So let's see if they can keep this rolling. They're 6-2 in their last 8. Playing pretty good ball. Boston falls to 29-19. They're still in first. Blue Jays are third in the AL East. And let's see what happens in this right up to the All-Star break. Can the Jays get it going enough to, leapfrog Baltimore and leapfrog Boston? Again, I think Boston's playing a little over their head. They'll come back to earth a little bit. I think Baltimore's really going to be the one that we need to be scared of. Let's hope this is a sign that the offense is breaking out. Anyway, that's your game recap. Blue Jays win 7-5. Thanks for joining.